Targeted by terror, the leader of a local church facing an ISIL threat is speaking exclusively tonight to the Local 4 defenders.
And at the center of this, a man the feds say fantasized about beheadings and bragged he was plotting a shooting. Defender Kevin Dietz shows us what the church is doing to keep everyone safe.
He has over 8,000 church members, and he takes their safety seriously. Tonight, Bishop Charles Ellis shares his story of being targeted by ISIL terror.
Worshippers filled Greater Grace Temple with praise for God, unaware that an evil ISIL terror plot had been planned to shoot and kill as many people as possible here. Bishop Charles Ellis getting confirmation from federal officials.
Let me just say that I was very shocked.
Dearborn Heights resident Kahil Abu Ryan is charged with telling an undercover informant he was plotting to kill in the name of ISIL. Court documents say Abu Ryan bought a lot of bullets and practiced reloading his gun.
His testimony is that he was going to do it. He had a mask there, so it wasn't a pipe dream. It was something that he had intended in his heart to do.
Bishop Ellis was told by government officials that they had the ISIL terror threat under control.
They had eyes on this person and had him, I believe at that time, under 24-hour surveillance, and his father had stopped his plans or his intention.
The bishop knows a thing or two about security. He took us into his security bunker at the temple. It was developed over a decade ago and is fondly referred to as the Ministry of Defense.
It is a very detailed plan. We registered it with the Detroit Homeland Security Office.
There are multiple cameras covering every inch of the property. They are manned and monitored at every church service. It started as a detailed emergency fire evacuation plan that is now developed into an active shooter crisis plan.
That if somebody were to start shooting in this church, now what would be our process and protocol for evacuation or coverage or whatever the case is?
Well, I need you to be visible.
Bishop Ellis holds crisis evacuation drills every year, even creating a video for church members to review. He's working on a new one that includes an active shooter scenario. His plan includes dozens of church members who are sworn police officers to sit in strategic sections during services.
So that was our intent in putting together the Ministry of Defense to say, we got a lot of people here that work in law enforcement in one area or another. Let's come together.
Abu Ryan picked a church as his target because he figured no one carries weapons. He would have been wrong. But Bishop Ellis thanks God he never had to find out how good his own security plan is. The FBI says the ISIL threat is growing across the country and right here in Metro Detroit.
I think when an event like that happens here in the Detroit area, it helps reinforce our message that there are people in our midst who are attracted to the extremist propaganda.
Citing Greater Grace as an outstanding example of how organizations and businesses can help fight terror.
To try and minimize the damage that could be done if someone tried to do that there.
And that's something you encourage?
That's absolutely something we encourage.
My trust is in the Lord, but I believe that the Lord holds us accountable to prepare ourselves and to ready ourselves for what might come our way that we might be able to respond to.
Bishop Ellis says he will share this story with his congregation, assuring them that this terrifying event will only make their security plan that much better. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
Which is why it's so important that they got to it early. Exactly right.
Definitely.
Yeah.